Welcome back, everybody. It is Tiggy here with the lunch line. We've hopped in line. JT is out, home sick. Terrible news, but Jake is back. Jake is finally back after a 2-week hiatus.
It's been
Jake,
a long time. It's been a long time. We got JV out this week, varsity in. It feels good to be back. I can't wait to chop it up. I've been looking forward to this. Last couple weeks have been pretty chaotic, but needless to say, we're still here. It's getting warmer. My eyeballs didn't burn out. The eclipse was cool as shit, and I'm honestly very, very happy these days. So I'm happy to see you, and it looks like since I've been gone, you got a new sponsorship from the Final Four of the NCAA. And I will say I'm quite jealous that you got to attend the games, because I know that was probably very fun.
The games were awesome. Final Four was awesome. Final Four happened in Phoenix this past weekend. It was a great time. And the whole Final Four, so obviously like the advertising stuff. And then there were four, Final Four, Final Four, Final Four. And in the stadium, they were like, cheer if you're from the West, cheer if you're from the East Coast, cheer if you're a Purdue fan, yada, yada, yada. And at the end, it was like, cheer if you're a Final Four fan.
Nuh-uh.
And so me and the guys who I was with thought that was so funny. So we're like, we just love the Final Four.
We do it every year, baby.
Every year we're back.
Oh, that's hysterical, dude. But yeah, no, I mean, how did that come about? Like, when I saw the pictures, obviously I knew it was in Phoenix. Obviously I knew you were there. But like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is tight that he's actually there, because the Final Four is an event. And I don't think a lot of people realize that haven't been to the Final Four, is it's not so much like the games, obviously, but the city and how they split it up. And each area of the city, like each school has an area. There's all these different things. It's a very just exciting weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really cool. And Phoenix is a very spread out big city, in a sense where I say I'm from Phoenix, but I live like 15, 20 minutes west in Goodyear. And everyone's like, oh, you probably go to Scottsdale all the time. Scottsdale is an hour away from me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Scottsdale's like going to fucking Pittsburgh if you're in Wheeling. You know what I mean? So it's like, would I go to Pittsburgh on a random night off or a random like night out? No. So everyone's like, I love to go to Scottsdale. It's like, I think I've been there 3 times since I've been here. So
yeah, that's crazy. I could tell you the finance manager of the city of Goodyear, but I will not do that because I shouldn't.
There we go. No doxing here.
No doxing.
Yeah. But so I'm not a huge college basketball fan. You know what I mean? So but what happened is I used to go to a summer camp up in Maine. Shout out Camp Caribou. And my friend Sasha, who when I first went to Camp Caribou was like 2013, right after my freshman year of college and stuff. And this guy was 13. He was a camper there at the camp. And ever since then, I mean, after you're 15, you can come back and work as a counselor and stuff like that. So he did that. So I spent, my last 2-3 years at Camp Caribou, because I spent 6 summers there. He was a counselor with me, and I'd kind of like, went through it with him as well, because he was a soccer guy, but he would help out with hockey a lot.
Can we play a game? Sasha, long hair?
No, not long hair. Short hair. Short, dark hair.
Yeah, never guessed.
Short,
I would have guessed long, dark hair.
Long, dark?
Was my guess, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Good guess. With a name like Sasha, I mean, it's such a cool name. It's almost like a dog's name. You know what I mean? Sasha.
I just picture him like being able to go outside, like when it's raining or the wind's blowing, and it like naturally hit his hair, and he doesn't even do it on purpose, but like he goes like this, and it's like a slow motion movie scene where the hair is just like when I think of Sasha, that's what I think of.
There we go. I can't wait to clip this and send it to him. But yeah, Sasha was just super funny. He's from New York City, big Barstool fan and stuff like that. So actually, we had done a podcast when we were in camp the last couple of years. We called it Lax and Facts.
Oh, that's cool.
And we had a lacrosse counselor with us too. That was very funny. And he was the producer on it and stuff. And we just did a lot of fun stuff. So he's like very close friends. We still keep in touch when we can and stuff like that. So him and his family, little brother Misha and parents and stuff, they were coming out to the Final Four, and the mom didn't really want to go. because she just wanted kind of to visit Phoenix and stuff because she hasn't gone. So
she don't know ball.
You don't know ball. And, some might say I don't know ball either, but they didn't know that. But they had 4 tickets for, all the Final Four day, Saturday, and then ticket for Monday for the championship game. And they were just like, hey, we know you're in Phoenix. Would you want to come with us? We have an extra ticket and stuff, no charge, nothing like that. I'm like,
what was your face when you read that text?
I was like,
what's the first reaction?
I was like, one, I'm so excited I get to see them. And then 2, I was like, what? Like, are you sure? Like, because you can go and, you can go and see, and you can easily sell the tickets and make some money and stuff like that. So I'm like, really? You want to give me like a ticket for both games Saturday and the national championship? And I've never been to a championship game like that or anything like that. You know what I mean? So the closest I had been would probably be a playoff basketball playoff baseball last year. Baseball last year.
Yeah. The furthest I've ever been was a Penn, the year the Pens won it, like 2009 or whatever. It was in the Cap series. That's like the furthest I've ever been, like never. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So, but to go to like the championship game where, nets are going to be confetti's coming down and stuff. It's like, that's cool. So incredible opportunity they were, offering up. And I was like, I'd love to go. Are you sure? It's like, I'd really just like to see you guys. That'd be cool. But yeah, they were super cool about it. They offered me the tickets and stuff, and I got to see them, and I got to show them kind of the area. We went and played night golf Sunday nights. I was able to show them the base on Monday. We got to see some planes take off and stuff, show them the base a little bit, which was cool. And got to show them like the favorite taco spot. Shout out Joe's. And they were loving it. They were loving it. So it was really cool to see them. And the way they got the tickets is, I'm just going to come out and say it, because I just think it's incredible. And it's something where it's like, it sounds so easy, but no one does it. And that's why people can do it. It's like, it's the lazy people are not going to do it.
Radio.
So, yeah.
Was that really how it was?
No.
Oh,
so shit. Not radio, but that's funny. That'd be funny. But it was kind of like a sweepstakes lottery. The dad was telling me about, but how it happened is they just you put in $1,000. So you need $1,000 cash that you're willing to like not see for a year, possibly. You put $1,000 down, and with that $1,000, if you get chosen and selected, you will get, it was like upper level seats, but it was a cool experience, obviously. Yeah. But you get 4 tickets, upper level, for the Final Four day and the championship game. $1,000, no additional money if you get chosen.
Damn, that's fire. That's a deal.
Yeah.
So 4 tickets.
It comes out to what, 125 a day, technically, if you count the Final Four day and the championship day.
Oh, that dude. It ran away like a bandit.
Yeah.
With those tickets.
Technically 3 days. So if you dumb it down even more, it's like 80 some bucks a ticket, technically. Damn. But and it's like, and if you don't get chosen, you just get your $1,000 back.
What?
So it's like you just have to have $1,000 dead money, which you won't see, and either you get the tickets or you just get your money back. And I'm like, that's insane, because
that is insane.
The tickets for Saturday were going for like $400
easily,
minimum, like top level. Monday was actually a little cheaper because we knew who the final was and stuff. And Final Four day, you get 2 games, so you can't get like one of the tickets. But awesome experience and stuff. And it's like, again, I'm not a college basketball fan. I had a fantastic time. It was just cool to root for sports live in person. And it's like, I kind of want to do it again next year.
Dude, okay, question. Zach Edey. Does he look like a normal person from where you were sitting and the other people look like ants? He's tall. He is huge.
He's massive. I didn't have my glasses one of the days, but he was substantially larger than every other person.
Dan Hurley, UConn's coach, said he was a giant from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
On the Pat McAfee show.
He's massive, and very good shooter. Like anywhere near the basket, he's putting it up. It's like, it's 70+% easily.
Which, what a comeback. I know they didn't get it done, but do Big Ten schools ever? No. What a comeback. Last year, they get bounced by a 16 seed, round 1, and then they make it all the way to the national championship game the next year. And also, too, like, let's not forget, winning back-to-back Final Fours like UConn did is not easy, bro. And they smashed everyone last year and this year. Smashed everybody. Beat everybody by double digits.
I don't know what the spread. Well, I know the spread of the championship game, but I wonder what the spread was every game because, like you said, they dominate every team. They probably covered every spread.
They covered every single one.
Every spread. And actually, the whole weekend, every favorite covered the spread.
Yeah.
The games were close at some point, but eventually just the better teams kind of edged them out. And we went back and checked when the last close game was, and it was what is it? I forget what conference is UConn in. It's not Big East, is it? Is it Big East? Big East is still around. So they beat whoever they beat was by 5. I forget who they played. They played like a decent team, but it was like 95-90. Last single digit game. And that was what, a month and a half ago.
Yeah, it's hysterical. You know, of course, WV fans being WV fans, they literally dug up, and I was at this game. Like, WVU hosted UConn a couple years ago, and me and Brady went, and we won by 3. And all the WV fans are like, West Virginia created this monster of UConn. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
It was the same year that coach made the comment of like, we're coming.
Yeah, we're coming, dude. But crazy though. Haters are gonna hate this. Haters are gonna hate this.
Okay.
The women's game had way more viewers than the men's did, and all we heard was, "Why don't the women's have a primetime spot?" Who the fuck wants to watch two favorites play each other at 9 p.m. on a Monday for Eastern time?
Nope.
Like the girls, I'm sorry, dude. Like their tournament was way more exciting than the guys. And honestly, I think that's okay. And you'll have guy hardos that'll be like, well, nobody watched it. Well, yeah, that's why it's cool. That's like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Buchers, the Cameron Brink. Like they all took this year by storm. And it is crazy because I can name more women players than men players this year.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They killed it in terms of like NCAA viewership. Awesome to see. And like you said, the time, it helped that it was on Sunday and like not 9 p.m.
Yeah.
It's very strange where, again, I'm on the Pacific time technically right now. So the game was at 6:20 for us. And
incredible.
And they're fantastic. And they're East Coast guys who I was with and stuff. And they were like, it is being nice because we're going to see this game. And then we're going to get out of here and it's going to be 8:00.
Yeah. No, I remember the one, probably the only time I've been on the West Coast, like 2015, 2016. It was when one of the years that the Cavs played the Warriors in the finals. And I was like, this is awesome. It's 7:00 or 8:00 and the game's over.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, you just go to dinner or something. And like, if I was at home, I'd be fighting for my life to try to stay awake. Like, I don't know. I'm honestly happy you got to go there. That's a great experience, dude. And I don't know, like I just think it's cool because every year you want to assume there can be parity now with the NIL and transfer portal. I mean, I know I'm not a big advocate of like all of that stuff, but it does make things cool. Like WVU, for example, they could turn their whole team around next year and just be decent. And like, that's cool. Like now you don't have to rebuild. But yeah, man, overall, I think the opening weekend of the tourney was electric, but then after the opening weekend, it was pretty much like most of the favorites just won other than NC State.
Yeah. I also don't like that we had the first 2 rounds are within the first 4 days of the tournament. And then it slows down because then you have like 5 days off and you kind of forget about it. It's like you honestly need games every day, I think, to get the casual viewer to watch.
Honestly. Well, that's why like when we do our March Madness cabin, we always do it that first weekend because Thursday, I think there's 12 games. Friday there's 12 games, and like Saturday there's like the math's wrong.
Probably
like
6 and 6, probably 6 and 6 right after.
And it's incredible. And then you are right because then the next weekend comes and it's just like 4 and 4, and then all of a sudden it just dwindles down. Like you're right. You are right.
And nothing beats when you're at work and a basketball starting at lunchtime. It's like, oh, so we're not doing anything the rest of the day. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And even that week, like if your team's good and they're in their conference tournament, those games start at like noon or 2, like the week before. It's like, it is great. That time of the year is awesome. And then Thanksgiving week's awesome too, because that's when college football is at its peak. The NFL is hitting that stride where it's like, all right, now we got to win if we want to make the playoffs. College basketball does their early tournaments. So there are a couple good chunks of time for some sporting events, but you definitely made a core memory doing that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And literally, I think it's San Antonio next, which is going to be awesome. But they're playing at UTSA's football stadium, I think. Yeah, so that'll be cool. I think football stadiums are definitely the way to go. I wish they wouldn't do a dome. I don't know if that's unpopular opinion. I would love it if like the top was off, because I mean Phoenix, I mean it was like 75, 80 degrees, during these times. It's like we should be playing at like ASU stadium outdoors. It'd be electric,
Yeah, and then the other side of the coin is WrestleMania 2 days. It was like 50 degrees, and those guys are outside in the Eagles Stadium just doing their thing, which is crazy. Like that's why it would be cool to have them playing like the big house or a big college, but you couldn't because the weather. It'd be too cold.
Yeah, that, or I mean, I don't know. I'm sure like wind might be an issue too. It's like the wind sailing the ball and stuff. But it was interesting to see my friend was just like, so the unders are actually pretty good plays in these tournaments because the depth perception to the stadium is tough to kind of calibrate in initially. So I think the first game was under for sure. The second game, a lot of points scored. I think a lot of points scored in the first half, but I think the under total game actually hit as well. And then the championship game definitely under hit. So
yeah, that's why it used to be fun to go watch us play at the Civic Center, because that was always the big thing, is like there's so much behind you, like the hoop's there, but like you want to just launch that.
Yeah, it's interesting. It was awesome experience. Tons of Purdue fans. 90% of the stadium Purdue fans, which I don't know if it's the fact that my friend was like, "Oh, what's closer?" I'm like, "Okay, I don't know about that," but I think I didn't realize Purdue had never won a title. So
I think that was their first Final Four as well.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that. I figured I'm like they're always pretty decent. I'm sure they have one. Then he showed me the list of champions, and I'm like, "There's 10 schools on here."
Oh yeah,
that have won.
It's hard, dude. Like that's also why the tournament's great, because anybody can beat anybody on any given day, and any team can go on a 2-week run any given week. So like it is a very very incredible situation for sure.
Yeah, but other than that, yeah, that was my Final Four run. Got an awesome dad shirt here with just big fat lettering on the front, and this hat was the only hat that didn't just have the logo of the Final Four on the front. This is the only hat there at the shop that actually had something different. So me and Sasha both were like, I mean, we got to get this hat.
I love the color.
This was the only color.
Big fan of the color. Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, I have to get both of these. Sent me back, $85, but
fuck it, dude. It's just money.
I got the tickets for free, so
yeah, it's just money, dude. No big thing. But yeah, man, I mean, honestly, here's been kind of crazy. Normally I'd come on here and flip out and be the wild, aggressive individual that I can be. But all I'll say about my basement is just fix the problem. Like, we've done every single thing that's asked. The first thing was, well, your downspouts are in the ground. Take your downspouts out and shoot them out. Did that. Well, you need to put another backflow in, blah, blah, blah. Did that. Just the city needs to take some accountability. And I understand flooding happens everywhere. The island got devastated. That's awful too. The only difference that I will say is that they're on an island and they have water surrounding them. Mine can happen in a fucking flick of a finger if it rains hard and it just shoots up out of the ground. So I don't know. I'm just ready for them to fix it, hoping the city actually does something this time. And I'm just keeping my basement pretty bare bones. I think I might put a pong table down here, something crazy, little practice shot, something fun,
Yeah.
chairs down here will be fold chairs, give some room, just keep it chill. Keep it to where if it happens again, or when it happens again, I must say, that it's not as devastating as it was before. But,
Yeah. That sucks. That sucks so much.
But yeah, dude, did I see, are you moving?
So yes, I think I mentioned it last episode, but yeah, I'm gonna be moving in probably a little less than 2 months. Me and my friend Troy, and his wife, and then we actually have a buddy coming from Dallas.
South Korea?
So South Korea right now is in question because I'm kind of getting yanked around by Uncle Sam a little bit. But everything works out for a reason,
brother.
So but yeah, so we're looking at houses right now, and it's crazy. I don't know what the rent is there. I have no idea what the rent is there. I don't know if, you own your house, so I don't know, but it's we're looking at houses for like four or five beds with like 3 to 4 baths, and we're looking in like the 24 to 27 range for all that.
That's not too bad. If you split it that way, I'm pretty sure like 1 bedrooms downtown in those nice places easily are like 1,200, I think.
Yeah, and that's
yeah,
that would be the cheapest 1 bedroom that you would find around these areas by far.
Sure.
So I think it'll be cool. I've never lived in a house with my friends ever in my life.
Really?
Like I mentioned. So I only went to WU for 1 year, and then my roommate was a random roommate from Philly, who, we were like cordial and stuff like that. But so I never did that. And then I came home and then stayed more local. And then I've never lived with my friends to any really degree. So I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be good for my health, both physically and mentally.
You know what's going to happen, dude? Your anxiety is going to disappear because
Probably.
you're always, no, I'm telling you, you're always going to have people around, and you're always going to have somebody that makes you, dude, I swear that's the biggest difference of living with people versus not living with people, is when you have somebody all the time in your house, or that you can come back to and talk to, versus you in your own head, is a big difference. I think it'll be awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. I never really thought about it like that. And my roommate now, we're pretty cordial and stuff like that, but we're not friends really on a deep level or anything like that. So, I come home and it's like, I'm not going to talk to him about my problems and stuff. I hop online. I talk to, people across the world about that, or Troy, who we usually do over the headset anyway. But
BetterHelp.com code lunchline.
Yeah. Lunchline. I like that. We'll have to reach out.
That's right.
Super excited. And I love fucking Arizona, man. I love Arizona. I don't know if I'll ever go back East Coast. I'm going to be honest.
Hey, dude.
It's fantastic.
Listen, dude. People find the places that they want to be, and it's good that you're trying to stay there. That's a good thing.
Yeah. So we'll see. Korea, very questionable. More often than not, I might just hang out here, and I think that'd be a good spot for me. So I'm excited about that.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Well, you ain't speaking of nice weather, you won't be getting any snow, just like we won't be getting any of the Jon Snow sequel from Game of Thrones.
What a good segue. Jon Snow.
Yeah, that's devastating, but honestly, the reasoning I enjoyed the honest reasoning so much that that at least Kit Harington said they all had a great story that they wanted to tell, and they could not agree on that story. And I love that they, instead of just forcing something down our throats, they were like, this isn't it. Put it on the shelf, maybe revisit it later. But I don't know. I'm back in the Thrones world. I just started rewatching House of the Dragon last night. God damn, am I excited for season 2, bro.
Man, I have to rewatch that. I think the Snow Show could work later on when Kit Harington's older too, and people kind of forget about it a little bit, because I think it's still a little salty on people's minds right now. So keep
Star Wars.
Give that like 10 years and then bring it back randomly. That'd be 15, good.
Yeah, let him be a little older.
Yeah, a little grizzly,
Years have gone by. He's ready to He's ready to take back what's his.
Could
The
be really good.
the Targaryen king himself. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler. That could be great. That could be really cool. And
who else is still alive?
Well, Bran, Tyrion.
Okay.
What was it?
Sansa's still alive, right?
Sansa. Isn't the eunuch still there?
Yeah.
Varys,
Yeah.
right? Varys is there.
Dude, you pull all them back.
Sansa.
You pull all them back in 10 years. You give us an old Tyrion, an old Jon Snow.
That could be sick.
Dude, I'm happy this happened, actually. I just completely changed my tone on this.
That could be sick, and that'll probably help Game of Thrones age as well, really well, where it's like, yeah, the ending sucked, but there was always a plan later on, to bring it all back and fix it.
And like rewatch, and this will be the third time that I'm rewatching House of the Dragon, which I believe in the Game of Thrones world, my humble opinion is 3 times watching through, you really get the gist of everything, because the first time you're just watching, the second time you hear things and see things that you missed the first time, and the third time you kind of get all the soup together. Yep. Man, do they do such a good job of completely deep faking who the feud's going to be in the early episodes.
Yeah.
Really good job.
It's good. I've yet to rewatch it. I've only watched it on the initial watch and like every episode and stuff like that. So you kind of forget a little bit when you go through. I'm excited to rewatch it, but I'm excited. I know you know what side I'm on. I know you know what side I'm on. And what side are you on for the beat?
I'm definitely on Team Black, dude.
Oh,
dude, it's and I
even after the rewatches.
I laugh at myself every time because Damon sucks in the first couple episodes. He is such a cocksucker. He's such a dick to everybody, to his brother, to his niece, to every single person. And then like all of a sudden he just like flips a switch and he's just like, oh shit, like I'm not that bad. Dude, I don't know. Listen, it is what it is. Rhaenyra, one true queen of the realm. You got fucking Alicent and her dumbass dad trying to ruin things and force Aegon into probably getting waxed because, again, I don't know what happens and I don't want to know what happens. Obviously, you can read the books and know how it ends. I have zero clue how this ends. So I'm very, very excited to... I have high hopes that the first episode is... I bet the first 2 episodes will be kind of like the last 2 were for season 1, where we'll see an angle from Team Green and an angle from Team Black. And then I bet episode 3 just pops off.
Okay. I think, I think that's a good call with episode 3. We're going to get intros. It'd be cool if we see literally one episode all black and then episode 2 all green. Like all episode 1, you're like, well, what's Alicent doing? What are the kids doing? And we don't see a lick. And then episode 2, that'd be cool. I think that's interesting. I think I'm Team Green. I'm Team Green for the people that don't know. I'm big on Team Green because although a lot of things get lost in translation, with Alicent's husband, Rhaenyra's dad, yada, 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 Alicent is trying to do right in her mind. She is fully trying to do right.
I don't disagree with that.
The one who's bad is her father.
Agreed.
Her father is like the Tywin Lannister trying to control everything. And Alicent is just trying to do what's right for her kids and what she thinks the realm, you know what I mean? What her husband whole idea is. We can also have a very big, argument about her husband, i.e. Rhaenyra's dad as well, which is fucking weird in a sense.
Weird, dude.
So,
dude,
wait if you take it back there, that's an issue.
Wait till your rewatch when Otto pimps her out. It's skin itching cringy because you know exactly what he's doing. Exactly what he's doing. And it's just like it's disgusting. But listen, Tiggy Nation, I'll give you this. You're right on everything that you say. But I do know one thing. One rotten egg can spoil a dozen. And that's what's going on the green side. That's what's going on the green side.
Yes, but
They started this. Don't you forget that, Tiggy Nation.
they maybe threw the first spear. But let's all talk about the claim on the left, on the on the black side with you know, the Targaryens, and then we have Rhaenyra married, having illegitimate children endlessly is you know, another issue in itself. So
we don't sex shame on this show.
we don't sex shame. We don't sex shame.
We don't sex shame.
And two, naturally, was Rhaenyra's husband, was he gay?
Her cousin. Yeah,
Or-
it was her gay cousin.
Yeah. It's like what was it with Marjorie and
Yeah.
the
yes.
Baratheon guy.
Yes. Yes.
They're reusing the story.
They're reusing the story, dude. Yeah, no, but it's all of it's so interesting to me, dude, because then, you know, I don't think this is right, but then you tie in the whole, is that how Jon Snow has brown hair? As a Targaryen. Makes you think a little bit. Now, again, that's 172 years down the road, but what I don't know, and you may know, we don't have to look this up because I don't want to spoil anything. Are we done with the time jumps? Is this now to where like these next seasons are kind of, I would assume so, but I don't know, and I don't really want to know. That's kind of what is really confusing, because I'm watching this with a female that has never watched any kind of Game of Thrones before, and it's very difficult to explain the time jump when you don't really know the time jump yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know. I would assume we're going to stay in, you know, vastly the same era and maybe like a couple weeks jump. You know, we're not going to have years jumps or like 9-month jumps and stuff every episode. I also don't know, and I don't know if they've said that how many seasons they're doing. I don't think they committed to a number.
I know it's either 3 or 4. 4 is the absolute max. I want to say it's 3, but I could see them. I could see him doing 4. I could see him doing like the thing what they did with 7 and 8, and doing like 6 episodes in season 3 and like 7 episodes in 4.
Yeah, I think I want to say for some reason 4 is in my mind, but maybe they said max we're doing is 4. We're not overdoing it. So, because as well, I think I don't know if I saw, or I think I know what happens at the very, very end. Like, I think I know the end outcome. And with that, I don't know how much, I don't know if there's 3 more seasons left that can get to that end. You know what I mean? Again, I haven't read the book, so I have no idea. There's probably tons. We're probably going to see families come in. We're probably going to see the Baratheons and the Starks come in, because I don't think they've been introduced, but I think we'll see them sometime throughout.
Yeah, the Baratheons and Starks, I believe the only time you see characters, but it's more so like when they're bending the knee to Rhaenyra, or like it's very quick. We've seen more Lannisters, actually. There's more Lannister interaction with the twin brothers than anything. I think for me, I'm kind of mostly excited because, again, to reiterate, I don't know the story. I'm hoping we see more Targaryen families roll up.
Yeah.
There's got to be more of them. You'd assume, at least.
That'd be cool. Because I mean, it is House of the Dragon. We have Targaryens on both sides. We have dragons on both sides. Will there be more coming from Essos over to join the call? So, again, these are from 2 people who haven't read the books, who haven't looked into it.
Nope.
That'd be really cool as well. Just keep bringing in new characters and stuff like that. I think that's interesting. And so you're watching this, you said, with someone who hasn't watched. Have they seen Game of Thrones before at all?
No. So that's what was hard, because the fan I am inside, I would have liked to do Game of Thrones first and then House of the Dragon. Problem that we run into with that is season 2 comes out in June, and I ain't fucking waiting to watch season 2.
Yeah.
So we'll watch season 1, then start Game of Thrones, and then kind of run it back and forth. The only thing that I did have to tell her is this: what you're about to hear, none of us knew for 8 seasons in Game of Thrones. But you know, she's probably just like, oh, I don't even realize. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But yeah, dude. Cool. So it's fun. It's fun to it's fun to hear her talk out loud and her thoughts, because I'm like, dang, you picked up on that already? And I'm doing my best to keep it all together, not give anything away. I couldn't give away the side where I'm just like big on Damien and Rhaenyra, and she's like, why do you like him? He sucks. I'm like, he does. It's terrible. Whatever. So that's kind of the only thing about that. But dude, I'm so excited. That is so soon. Anything else that you want to touch on before I bring up another royal family in a different universe?
I would say, yeah, not much. I think it's going to be really cool. Interesting that you're showing her this and not Game of Thrones. Do like a little Star Wars, show them the last, and then, the future, then go back to the past. But this makes chronological sense.
Yes.
But at the same time, you're showing her all this awesome production.
That's what I told her. I was like, listen, the first 3 seasons Thrones gonna be tough. Gonna be tough out here. At least the first one, it's gonna be tough out here in these streets.
And that first season 1 of like Monty Python, basically.
Woo, man, it's tough.
Great. Yeah.
Great story, but yeah, visuals are tough. But listen, speaking of another first family of Marvel, Fantastic Four plot kind of came out. Very excited about this one. Have you seen anything about this yet?
All I've seen is the cast for the female Silver Surfer.
Okay.
And it's the girl from the Ozarks.
Yeah, you ain't no shit. Yeah, I ain't no fuck about shit. Shout out Ruthie.
And the clips coming out are so funny. I mean, like, this is how she's gonna be and stuff.
Dude, it's gonna be great. But
it's awesome. She's cool.
Okay, so I'm in love that they're doing this. By the way, now listen, Fantastic Four movies, the reboot they did with Miles Teller. Honestly, I don't even know if I've watched the whole thing. I know it's pretty bad. The OG Fantastic Four movies I thought were good. They would have tied into the Spider-Man, X-Men stuff very well. What I like that they're doing with this universe is it's based in the 60s, but it is a high advanced 60s where the Fantastic Four are already legends in their universe, and they're bringing in the kids. So it's not just Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Thing, and Torch. It's also the kids, and the kids, I guess, play a massive role in comic book stories because the son is a mutant, which is perfect with the whole X-Men tie-in that's coming. Very, very excited, and I think it's going to be very fucking cool how they're going to bring them into a multiverse where they're in the past, but they're more advanced. It's going to be incredible.
That's cool. And this, I think, will probably be the first story where we really see where we don't get the origin. And we just kind of jump in and they're already known to the public and stuff, which probably saves a shit ton of time.
Saves a shit ton of time, and it really does. It lets you just go.
Yeah.
It's
not going to be a slow opening. It's going to be like they're in there. Probably the first thing is going to be action scenes.
It'll be awesome.
It's not going to be, showing Peter Parker go to fucking school and put on his glasses, which, again, sick movie, very cool. But first 30, 35 minutes, he has got no powers, Yeah. So I'm just going to leave more for the action scenes. And that's really cool.
It's cool, dude.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. And the casting looks incredible. And it's Marvel, not DC. So it'll probably do pretty well.
Dude, and I'm pumped because the one thing I want to know is who's the villain in this universe, and are there any other variants that exist in this universe?
Yeah.
Little silly things that I get excited about, but that's gonna be sick.
When's that gonna release?
25, 26. It'll be right around. My guess is, I think it's kind of known that Secret Wars is going to be the thing that brings everybody together, but also creates the soft reboot for the MCU. Is kind of how they're posing it.
Okay.
So honestly, though, dude, the DC stuff, I'm excited to see what James Gunn does. Now, do I think it'll be Marvel? No. Would it be sick if it is? Absolutely. But after seeing what he did with the Suicide Squad reboot and the Peacemaker reboot, you can tell it's his style. So I wonder if all of them will be that way. That might get a little, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes, because our girl, Our girl, Millie Alcock is
Oh,
Supergirl in the DC.
is she?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. That was they just announced. Well, probably a couple months ago now, maybe a couple weeks ago. I don't know. Yeah, she is her.
Nice. That'll be good. Well, that intrigues me a little bit. So
Yeah.
that'll be good. That'll be cool. I'm glad Fantastic Four is still a little bit out, solely because we're not going to see any trailers for it. Because trailers, and we've said this before in the past, trailers give away too much.
Way too much.
I had to turn. So I heard about this movie called Monkey Man, and I was like, what the hell is this Monkey Man? I get a brief description. I watch it, and I'm like, oh my god, it's crazy. It's what is it? What is it? I'm gonna butcher this name.
I've heard of this movie.
It's got Dev Patel. Dev Patel in it. It's got Dev Patel. The cast looks really good. I think Jordan Poole, is that his name? Jordan Poole?
Yep.
Jordan Poole. He is one of the
Peele. Jordan Poole's an NBA player.
Yep. Jordan Peele. He is one of the producers as well and stuff. And Dev Patel has directed and produced and as well like is acting in this as well. It looks really cool. And I was watching the trailer and I'm like, okay, cool. And then about like a minute 30 in, I had to turn it off. And I'm like, I'm literally seeing like the boss battle at the end of the movie right now. I'm watching it right now. I'm a big movie fan. I love going to the movies. I still have that freaking movie pass that I don't use enough. I want to go see Monkey Man. It looks cool. It's like a fighting action movie. It looks sick. And now I'm like, I think I saw the whole thing. So I had to shut it off. Trailers need to be monitored by the FBI. You know,
I agree.
90 seconds max, and they can't be giving away too many characters. They should have like 4 people total, show a brief description, even put some text on the screen. I don't care. Give some background information, and that's it.
Honestly, dude, I know this is bias here. I think the greatest trailer that ever came out was the initial Endgame trailer because you thought that it showed the entire movie and it was just literally the first 15 minutes. I just remember watching the first 15 minutes after the trailer and I was like, oh my God, that's all the trailer material. Like this is all about to be new stuff. I agree though. I think trailers used to be cool because trailers are doing too much now to try to get you in the movie theater. And again, I can't, I guess, blame them because people don't like to go sit in the movie theater anymore. I'm not one of those guys. Love going to the movie theater, but I completely agree. You're giving up the sauce before you even have time to go pay to watch it.
Yeah, like that was too much. I'm very excited for the new Planet of the Apes movie coming out. But again, I'm like, I feel like I know all the players, and it's like I don't need to see all the players. I don't need to see every big action scene and stuff. Yeah. Luckily, the trailers were out, I think, like in November for this movie coming out, so I don't really remember it all. But just too much. Dev Patel also was in Slumdog Millionaire. He was in Lion, The Green Knight recently and stuff. So he does a lot of cool stuff.
Slumdog Millionaire. Yeah. Who else is in that? I've seen that, I think. That's a good movie, if I recall.
Slumdog Millionaire. Him, Freda Pinto, Robina Ali, Madhur Mittal. Yeah, Irfan Khan, Anil Kapoor. Anil Kapoor was the guy asking the questions and stuff in the thing. And he's been in a few things. Hopefully I didn't butcher too many of those names, but yeah, so he's been around and stuff and does some really cool stuff. I know Lion one was very highly acclaimed, and people said The Green Knight. I haven't watched The Green Knight. It might be on Netflix nowadays, so
the flicks. Yeah,
but very cool stuff coming out. So Monkey Man looks really good. Planet of the Apes looks really good coming out. I'm super excited about. There's a show coming out too, Fallout.
I saw this, which I know video game. I didn't know a show was coming out. I will probably tune into this.
Yep, I think it's on Amazon too.
Yep.
Which, you know, I feel like I always bash Amazon, usually rightfully so, because the Lord of the Rings show sucks and they're stuck with it for 4 years. A lot of their other originals end up not being so great, but we saw Roadhouse. They really sold out for Roadhouse. So it was
Ricky Stenicki.
I haven't seen Ricky Snicky, but JT watched it and he liked it a lot. So I got to get on the Ricky. I got to get on the Rookie. People love the boys. And there's a couple good things that a lot of people like, and they keep getting Reacher's on there too. Reacher's fantastic. Invincible.
Which crazy. Witch? No, sorry. I meant which. Like
WHIC. Oh, okay.
Which is crazy that Sony just put in a Spider-Man variant in Invincible without just running it by Marvel at all. Like Agent Spider is, which it's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. It's cool for sure. But it's like Sony just does everything in their power to overdo it, to fuck things up, dude. Like they try too hard. Like Sony does not believe in a story build up. Sony believes in, I'm throwing this shit at your face and you're going to like it or not type deal. That's how I feel.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I have yet to see that. But yeah, the Fallout show. I haven't really played any Fallout games, but the premise is, you build these Fallout soldiers, and they live in these shelters for the end of the world. And these now soldiers come out for the end of the world, like 20 years later and stuff. And there's still people out there.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I saw this because Josh Richards just did like a partner post with him and all his friends dressed up in like the Fallout world. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then it was like a Prime paid him to do it. And it was show promotion. I was like, damn, this is going to be cool.
Yeah. So super cool stuff. It helps bringing in the video game and TV. We saw that with The Last of Us, which massive success. Ready Player One. The Halo show people fucking love. I've yet to see it, and I need to see it. I think it's on Paramount too, which I have. So I need to do that. I think there's another video game show that's out that was like based off a video game that was like really good too. So it's just cool to see gaming and media just doing so well. And yeah, so this will probably be a big show for obviously Amazon, and they're selling out stuff. The actor and actress look very funny. The actor who's kind of with the main actress is the bad guy in National Treasure 2.
I haven't seen it.
You guys see National Treasure 2?
Yeah, dude, we've been over this. I've never seen any of them.
All right, cut this.
I mean, dude, run it back. Run it back to like, dude, honestly, I'm holding my ground. Like, run it back to like episode like 20 or 30. And then like, I feel like every 75 episodes, 60 episodes, it gets brought up. And like, I feel like everybody's waiting for me to be like, oh, I've seen it. And I still have not seen it.
I think it's on Disney Plus. I think that's a good date night movie. That's National Treasure. Fantastic movies for the whole family. Nicolas Cage, incredible. I mean, oh man, they're just so good. John Voight. And the second one's very good. Second one is almost as good as the first one with some new characters and stuff. And he's a good villain, but he, he's a hero in his own mind. But he's going to be kind of the counterpart to the main actress in Fallout. Looks very funny. Tight. Looks very cool. Looks very actiony. Very going to be comedic relief kind of thing. So it'll be cool. And it's cool to see Amazon getting some good stuff.
They own Twitch, right?
Yeah. Amazon owns Twitch. I don't like that they're going to drop all 10 episodes probably tomorrow. So when you're listening.
Oh, it's out tomorrow?
All 10 episodes will be out. And I don't really like that. I wish they would do weekly. I think weekly is so good. I think it adds hype. I think it allows you to communicate and talk to people in the real world and be like, hey, did you see the show? Like, you got to catch up. Next episode's coming out. And just allows conversation like that to kind of, I don't know, just dissect it and just get more interest in it. I think that is really cool, and I love that media does that.
Can you talk for 5 minutes while I go take a shit? Or should we just... I'm like, something just came over me.
Okay.
And I can't sit here longer.
Okay. I think we just honestly,
let's just end it.
Just call it. That was fantastic. Hopping in line. We maybe had too many snacks in the line. We gotta go. We gotta lose our spot. Thank you all for tuning in to the lunch line. Love you guys.
I love you. Happy to be back. Can't wait for next week. I'm about to go shit my pants. Tiggy Nation, I love you to death. I missed you. I can't wait for next week. I'm sorry we're ending this way. Great content. I gotta go. Bye.
Fantastic. Bye-bye.